Record. All right, we're here with Luke, the father of the twins I've been training private lessons, Ivan and Ethan. I just wanted to get a short, quick interview with Luke. Luke, you've been around almost every private lesson with the boys.
Yep.
So I think it's really fair for me to ask you these questions because you stand by, you watch, you listen, and what I think makes my training special, if you can explain to the viewers why you think it's the best fit for your boys to learn from me.
Yeah. There's a couple perspective. I think the first thing is you time it, and then at the same time you are very methodical in terms of teaching them the technique. You build a foundation and then teach them techniques and things on top of the foundation, like step by step. So from my perspective, I don't know what you guys think, it's when they learn, they are learning a whole system of moves. They don't just randomly learn some moves and things like that. Right? The other perspective is the variety of your method. I think you are training them not just from do this, right? Follow me, do this. You're training them, you're asking them to train other folks. You're training them, you're showing them videos, watching, drawing flow charts. I think it's the varieties of techniques they use and method that help them to learn more than just copy what I'm doing, right? And then the third thing, potentially could be the most important thing, is the safety, right? It's the safety, and then everyone in your studio is very aware of it because you bake that in day one. Like you told them day one, right? Safety is the most important thing. Don't go crazy and watch a movie and do some moves, right? Don't do anything except with your approval, right? I think when you bake into that, and also the respect part of it, everyone in the studio, it makes me feel safe. I don't know how you guys feel, but also feel very comfortable and safe to learn, to try new things, knowing that you're not going to get choked out and break your arms and legs, and also interact with other students or in your studios, because
Right.
everyone is very extremely mindful, and because of the different varieties and the philosophy in your training, in your coaching, everyone catch on to that. And I think that really helped them feel more fit in, and also identify themselves. Not just I'm here to be trained. I'm here also to learn. I'm here also to help other people. Right? I think that's critical.
Thank you.
So those three things. I mean, I can say more, but those are the three main things. Yeah.
I love it. That's true. Safety is a priority. I want everybody to help each other.
Yeah.
And having the boys help the new people is actually teaching them more when they teach other people.
Yeah. I actually have one more thing, if it's okay.
Yeah.
I
Go
think
ahead.
it's very important because I've been observing every single session, right? I sit in the corner, maybe do some of my work, but I'm listening. There's one thing I think is also very critical besides those three things is I feel you and me are very much on the same wavelength, that you are using jiu-jitsu as an activity to carve out their personality, right?
Right.
You're tough when you need to be tough. You're soft or understandable when you need to be understandable. But you are using that experience that you put them through to really carve out how they think, how they feel, how they interact. So when I on the side listen to it, it's not just about technique, right? It's about almost your life philosophy. The success you had before, the failure you had before, you completely open up and let them understand. So I think, using that, it's not just a technique, like, carving out their personality, being, a young man or the man in the future, that's gonna pay back 1,000-fold in the future.
Trying to build their character.
Exactly.
Make them into men.
Yeah.
Fight through the struggle.
Yeah. To understand what life is.
Yeah.
Even the most basic philosophy, like like you mentioned, a lot of technique, a lot of why we do certain things. There's a philosophical side of it, right? And you take the time to talk about it. So you seed that idea in their head, and when they run into situation in the future, maybe not in the jiu-jitsu or the fighting, but it's the same philosophy. It's really carving out how they can face the future through the practice of the philosophy of jiu-jitsu, martial arts. I think that's really critical. Yeah.
Awesome.
And then you spend time with them.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's what I've been working hard on.
Yeah.
Okay, so another good follow-up question would be, since we started, they're a lot smaller, a lot younger, they've grown. What changes did you see in each individual boy, in Ivan and in Ethan, since we started jiu-jitsu? Can you explain those changes you've seen in them?
Yeah, there is a few perspectives. Let's talk about just from technique standpoint, right? They started like really much younger. They go up much more. But I can see from a technique standpoint, they are starting to flow, right? Because you're building things on foundation on top of each other. Everything are linked together. Maybe when they're younger, they don't see the connection, or they don't feel one move flow into another one, and then, there's 3 more option opens up, right? So going through, the whole journey from a technique wise, I see them connecting the dots a lot better than my experience, my observation of other places, because you kind of laid out the dot ahead of time. That it's going to connect. And good thing is when they train, when they get more experience, it start to connect, and it become more and more powerful because of the foundation. So that is one thing. And then the other thing I think is from mentality standpoint, right? Like, they don't really cry, but a lot of times, like, you can see them are disencouraged, right? But along the way, your method is like not just encouraging them, putting them through situation is hard, right? And that kind of prepare themselves. Like, I see them react to failure a lot more different now, because now they, instead of getting frustrated, they're like, what can I do different, right?
Yeah.
Let me just try it.
Yeah.
And then also that, that resiliency of, I can't do this. But now, the more that, I can't do this, but let me try it again. And then also it's very important, like, you sometimes you don't see it at home and things like that. They're rolling with each other. They are really actually helping each other to say, like, how does this doesn't work? Let me try it again. I think that it's a big influence that I see from when they were little, more disconnected, more focused on, success or failure, versus now more connected, more focused on learning and possibilities, how they can evolve, how they can, not everything they can just copy exactly the same. But your teaching is not to copy exactly the same, right?
Yeah.
Is to understand it, build on top of it, evolve your own style.
Adapt
to
yes.
it, right?
Yes.
And I think that kind of shines through now.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it does.
That's awesome that you guys figuring it out on your own. You're working it out with each other.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's great.
And that's why we are so appreciative and grateful, right? Because this is not just a private lesson. This is something like money can buy. Put it that way, right? It's the knowledge, the experience that you have throughout your years, and you pour it out into the next generations. This is more of a life lesson.
Awesome.
It's just great that they also learn the technique of
That's everything I'm trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
And I have laid out more dots for the future. That's going to make sense later. But yes, I do lay it out ahead. A lot of times they don't understand why.
Yeah.
But as they get better and they get to a higher level and they roll with more skilled people, they realize why I keep emphasizing certain things. Like underhook. We went over this months ago. But now they actually understand why.
Yeah.
Right? And there's so many more things you guys are going to learn. Why I keep repeating myself, and then you make the connection like your dad said, and you see the whole picture. You go, oh, that's why Coach always telling us to do this, not that.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. I just love it because you guys are following in line so the system can work for you when you're at home practicing. Right? Same philosophy, just keep trying, figure it out. There is a different way of doing things, right? And that's what I love, that you guys taking that philosophy and doing it at home.
Yeah, I wanna, you just mentioned something I think it's important for me to add into it. It's you, so your training is not just like math, looking for what the answer is, right? It's really looking for like what you told them all the time. You may not know the answer. You evolve, you understand it, you feel it, and then going through your head, you know, these are the other three options, right? Think through it, right? And practice enough become your muscle memory. But there is a reason, don't get locked down by what you know, right?
Yeah.
And develop your own style, combine with things, really understand, because Jiu-Jitsu is a very intricate art, form of martial arts. Every small movement, you feel the balance, you feel you have the hook, everything has a reason for it, right? It's not something that you can just copy and paste. You have to understand it.
Right.
But you really pave out the groundwork in terms of what the system looks like, and then how at the moment that, I mean, you have sessions, time with them is like, hey, you know, let's try out a new things. How this evolve into this. And then you know, together, all three of you, like come up with, a new things, right?
Yes.
A new technique.
Yes.
Besides it's fun for them, I think it's more important for them to know like, hey, this is a R&D, research and development. This is not opening up book and copy and paste, right? And I think that will really open up in the future, like more into the art of Jiu-Jitsu. That's where the fun thing is.
Being creative.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
I enjoy that too with them. When
Yeah.
we have those R&Ds, testing something out, getting their opinion,
Yeah.
and we work on a new move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they have the groundwork understanding how that becomes.
Yeah.
Right? It's not some like, you know, every master have the moves. It just doesn't come just magically, right?
Yeah.
There is a process of getting through
Yeah.
it. And then you taught them, coached them through that
Yeah.
really well and pave out,
Yeah.
you know, the foundation.
We
for them.
really have fun experimenting.
Oh, yeah.
And they actually have taught me a few things, because when we going through does this work, does that work, what do you feel, it makes sense. Then I start changing how I approach that move based on their feelings
Yeah.
of the move.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, the goal of this is not fighting, it's a form of art.
Yes.
And I think it evolves, you learn from it, you understand life through it. You're not, we learn this not because we want to go on the street, fight, or
Right.
protect ourselves. This is like, it's a lifestyle.
Yes.
It will become a lifestyle. That, yeah. So I
Awesome.
think that's,
Um,
I know I took much longer, but
no, that's
I-
perfect.
I think it's very important for other folks, whoever, to understand this. This is a lot more than I asked for from day one.
I'm just very grateful that you understand the level of knowledge that I've taught them, and the more knowledge I want to give them. But it is when they're ready.
Yeah.
I already laid the groundwork. So you guys think this is amazing? Wait till 2 years from now.
Oh yeah.
You guys are going to be crazy good.
Yeah.
Because again, we're building off the foundation that I already laid down.
Yeah.
And thank you for appreciating and analyzing and understanding, Luke.
Oh yeah.
A lot of parents don't even get that deep with what I'm doing. They just think, I'm teaching an arm bar. Why can't my kid do the arm bar?
Yeah.
There's more to it than that. And
Yes.
you really have the deepest understanding of what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Because it's not just submitting people. It's a way of life. It's a way of thinking. It's building character. It's all encompassing.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so I really appreciate you understand. So let's close out the interview with one question for the boys. Okay, so let's start with Ethan. What has been your biggest lesson since doing jiu-jitsu? What is your biggest like learning epiphany? Like, wow, can you answer that?
I think it's mostly like since a lot of the time I overthink way too much, and then I'm making decisions much faster, and I'm not wasting my time doing nothing when I could have already improved or done something better.
I would agree. You're doing less thinking, more reacting, and you're letting it flow, like your dad said. He's seeing you flow more, which is what I've been hampering on and repeating myself for the past couple months, and I'm happy you've accomplished that. Because there is no fear of failure. That's when you learn. So I'm happy you got that hesitation out of your head. Because if you hesitate, you're going to lose anyway. So you might as well try, fail, and learn. And now you're getting better because you don't hesitate, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Perfect. Same question for you, Ivan.
I think for me it's anger management, respect, and staying calm.
Okay, let's expand on why Jiu-Jitsu helped you with those issues and give examples.
So for respect, I've learned to respect other people while rolling with them, and I've also learned to respect the tradition of Jiu-Jitsu. And as for anger management and staying calm, if I get like angry when I do Jiu-Jitsu, it kind of stops me from thinking, and I can't really make any good decisions. But like if I stay calm, then I can make the good decisions, and oftentimes like win the spar.
Nice.
Well, to me, that's another great accomplishment because I've seen you get angry and I've told you on the side that's not good. We went over a few times on why getting angry is not good, and you've been able to calm down and you've been able to work through it, and you're a much better student, right? Because like you said, when you're calm, you can think, you can react, you can flow. That's always the goal of sparring. You roll, you want to flow without thinking. Same with Ethan. You want to roll without hesitating. You want to roll with no anger. When you're calm, everything comes automatic. That's the flow. That's our goal. Okay? In competition, it's different. In competition, you want to win, obviously. But in training, you want to learn, you want to flow, you want to have fun. Right? And that's the beauty of me explaining this every class or every lesson. It's safety. Take care of your partner. Okay? Be mindful. Be respectful. So people enjoy training with you. Okay? If you need to tap, it's okay. You learn. If you tap your partner, it's not personal. It's just training. And then you see if you're okay, right? Oh, good job. You congratulate each other and you continue. That's the way it should be. Okay? But luckily, Luke, you've trained Jiu-Jitsu before. You did your research. So the great part is you do know the difference between other schools that don't care, just doing it for money, or they just doing it for competition and they beat up all their students. So it's good that when you came to me, you already had background knowledge of the difference what I'm doing. Because I'll always emphasize safety first and drop your ego. Nobody cares if you tap. No one's winning a trophy in training. Okay? Any last closing statements from any of you that you want to close the interview?
You go first.
I'm not very creative, but I guess like and subscribe.
Okay, he said like and subscribe. All right, very good, Ethan. I like that. Okay, Luke?
Yeah, I'm blanking out, but like it's just deep into my heart. I'm very appreciative and very grateful. Have this experience, and I think folks have to experience it, right? It's very different philosophy. It's very different vibe. I think it's very important for folks to try it out and spend the time to understand it. This is not a fast food type of thing, right?
Yeah.
It's this really like you have to care, and then you'll get out more than what you put in.
Right, you're correct.
Yeah.
This is not a fast food dojo. You're not going to learn anything in 2 weeks. I don't promise nothing in a month. This takes time, dedication, months, and then years of training. Then you get the rewards and the benefits and the knowledge. But I've never sold my training as fast food.
Yeah.
So I'm happy you pointed that out, because some schools are.
Yeah.
They just want your money, and they promise you a belt if you pay X amount of classes, and boom, here you go.
Yeah.
I don't do that type of training here.
Yeah.
So, how about you, Ivan? You have any closing statements?
I guess a little bit about the way you teach us is like you give us the tools on how to get better, and you help us understand how to use them, and we can use those tools to create our own style and flow.
I love it, because that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give you the knowledge, the system, the philosophy, the tools to go ahead and create your own game, your own style, right? I love it, because now you guys are different and you're flowing, you're having fun. I want to see different jiu-jitsu. I want to see your style. I love it, because it would be boring if we all rode the same with the same techniques, right? So yeah, you guys are learning higher level of what we're trying to accomplish is be creative. And what works for you, great. Might not work for me, but I'm always telling you guys, as long as it works for you, that's fine. Adapt and change to make it work for you. Okay, so in closing, I just want to say again, for Luke, Ethan, and Ivan, thank you very much. And let's do the shaka. All right, good job.